Buckle up, guys. Today we're counting down 5 Chinese SUVs that boldly claim you buy once and drive forever. And I'm serious, these aren't just flashing marketing gimmicks or one-hit wonders. These SUVs are backed by serious tech, massive production scale, and real-world performance data. Millions are driving these across China already, and trust me, by the time we hit number 1, you'll see why Western brands are starting to sweat. These SUVs combine advanced EV architecture, modern tech, and long-term reliability, which makes them perfect for anyone who wants to avoid the repair shop nightmares of traditional ICE SUVs. So hit that subscribe button, settle in, and let's dive straight into number 5 on our list. Number 5, BYD Sea Lion 7. At number 5, meet the BYD Sea Lion 7, the SUV that might just redefine what it means to buy once, drive forever. So here's the thing about the Sea Lion 7. This isn't just another BYD model. This SUV represents BYD's most ambitious blend of performance and reliability yet. Under the skin, it rides on the brand's E-Platform 3.0 Evo, which integrates their cutting-edge blade battery system, a battery design that has literally been puncture tested, crushed, and even set on fire without failure. That's right, the same blade tech that turned BYD into a global EV powerhouse now powers an SUV meant to last for decades. The Sea Lion 7 packs up to a 700-kilometer CLTC range, and for the dual-motor all-wheel drive variant, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour happens in about 3.8 seconds. But here's the catch. It's not trying to impress you with just numbers. It's about long-term stability. BYD engineers designed the system so the battery operates in a narrow thermal window, drastically reducing heat-related degradation. That means after 8 or even 10 years of use, you'll still be seeing strong performance instead of that dreaded EV range drop most owners fear. In the interior, think minimalist Scandinavian vibe meets precision Chinese craftsmanship. Every surface feels solid, the switchgear doesn't squeak, the dashboard, no cheap plastic. This thing feels like it's been built to take abuse and still look premium. Owners online have shared that even after tens of thousands of kilometers, it still feels factory fresh. No rattles, no fading panels. Reliability isn't just about not breaking down, it's about consistency. The Sea Lion 7's electronics, from its 15.6-inch rotating screen to its intelligent thermal management, have redundancy built in. It even has predictive diagnostics that warn you before something needs attention. Think of it like your car knowing its own health better than you do. And if you think Chinese EVs can't handle rough roads or harsh climates, think again. The Sea Lion 7 has been tested across deserts, mountains, and freezing conditions. Its underbody protection is extensive, and the suspension setup has been tuned for comfort and endurance. BYD's long history of supplying EV technology for buses and heavy-duty fleets shows here. They know how to build systems that don't quit. Now, of course, no car is truly immortal, but the Sea Lion 7 gets close. Between its thermal efficiency, battery chemistry, and BYD's now decade-long reliability record, you're looking at an SUV you could easily keep for 10 to 15 years with minimal major issues. Compare that with traditional ICE SUVs that start falling apart after year 8, the difference is night and day. So if you're the kind of a driver who wants something you can invest in once and never worry about again, the Sea Lion 7 is your entry ticket to that buy once, drive forever lifestyle. Drop a comment below. Would you trust a Chinese SUV to last you over a decade? And stick around, because number 4 on this list comes from a brand that's been quietly challenging Tesla's tech edge, and it's about to surprise you. Number 4, Xpeng G6. Sliding into number 4, we've got the Xpeng G6, the sleek, smart, and shockingly durable SUV that's quickly becoming the engineer's choice among EV fans in China. Now, the G6 might look like another shiny crossover at first glance, but once you peel back the design, you realize this thing is practically a tech fortress on wheels. Xpeng designed it to go head-to-head with the Tesla Model Y, but here's the twist. In long-term ownership, many drivers are saying it's the G6 that's holding up better. Let's get this out of the way. Xpeng's G6 is built on an 800-volt electrical architecture, which for those who don't geek out on EV tech, means faster charging, less heat, and a much longer component life. That's because when you run a system on a higher voltage, you move less current, which reduces the wear on everything from battery cables to inverters. Translation, lower stress, longer life, fewer chances of something frying out over the years. It's also built using what Xpeng calls SEPA 2.0, a modular platform that can adapt to different models but is optimized for efficiency and ease of maintenance. This is huge because it means Xpeng can continuously refine parts and software without redesigning the entire car. If you plan to keep your SUV long-term, that modular DNA matters more than horsepower. It keeps future upgrades cheap and easy. The Xpeng's G6 real-world range clocks in around 755 kilometers on CLTC, but what's interesting is how little its battery degrades over time. Early owners in China report that after a year and over 25,000 kilometers, range loss is under 2%. That's practically unheard of at this price point. And speaking of price, the Xpeng G6 starts at the equivalent of around $28,000, which is wild for what you get. Dual motor all-wheel drive, futuristic design, massive panoramic roof, and some of the best ADAS tech in its class. Step inside and it feels like the future landed early. A minimalist cabin, a steering wheel that feels precise and planted, and a center screen that doesn't just look like a tablet, it is the nerve center of the entire car. Xpeng software, XNGP, is one of the most advanced driver assistance systems on the planet right now. It uses high-resolution LiDAR and full 3D mapping. But here's where it ties back to the drive forever mindset. The software is constantly improving. Updates over the air, monthly optimizations, the kind of stuff that keeps your car feeling new even 5 years later. And speaking of longevity, Xpeng has quietly built a solid reputation for battery reliability. Their pack design includes double-layered cooling and reinforced module casings, meaning the G6 can handle extreme temperature swings without significant battery stress. So whether you're charging in the humid south or sub-zero north of China, the chemistry stays stable. That's the stuff that prevents early failures, the kind of behind-the-scenes engineering that makes an SUV last for decades. But let's talk build quality, because this is where early skeptics were proven wrong. Open the door of the G6 and you don't hear that hollow clink sound you used to associate with cheap EVs. It's solid. Doors thunk shut like a European luxury SUV. Panel gaps, tight. Interior trim, firm. This level of refinement didn't happen overnight. Xpeng learned fast, iterating through each generation, improving materials and assembly line precision. The result? An SUV that doesn't just perform on day one, it stays solid through years of daily use. Now, there's one underrated part of owning an EV long-term: software support. And Xpeng's advantage here is huge. They're one of the few Chinese automakers that treat cars like smartphones, not disposable gadgets, but long-term devices that evolve. They're pushing updates that improve range, enhance motor efficiency, and even refine the sound of the electric motors to make the driving feel more natural. You can't get that kind of longevity from static ICE designs. So, if you're thinking about which SUV could be your long-term companion, one that grows smarter with time and avoids most of the mechanical breakdowns ICE owners dread, the G6 has to be on your radar. It's futuristic, durable, and engineered with the kind of foresight that says this isn't a car you trade in after 3 years, it's one you could confidently drive for 10 or more. Xpeng didn't just make another electric SUV. They made a rolling example of what long-term EV ownership should look like. A vehicle that barely ages because its technology doesn't stop evolving. Drop a comment below. Would you trust an AI-driven SUV to stay reliable for a decade? And keep watching, because the next one on our list, number 3, brings premium comfort, cutting-edge intelligence, and a promise that might just make luxury brands very nervous.
Number 3, Nio Onvo L90. At number 3, we've got something special, something that feels more like a spaceship than a traditional SUV. It's called the Nio Onvo L90, and it's quietly rewriting the rules for what forever ownership really means. You've probably heard of Nio, the brand famous for battery swapping, premium design, and service that rivals luxury brands like Mercedes. But the Onvo L90 is where Nio takes everything they've learned from their flagship lineup and distills it into an SUV that doesn't just aim for comfort and speed, it's engineered to age gracefully. The L90 is Nio's latest masterpiece under its new sub-brand Onvo, designed to reach more families without compromising on quality. It rides on Nio's latest NT 3.0 platform, and that's a big deal. This platform isn't just about speed or range, it's about modular durability. The wiring harnesses, battery mounts, even the cooling architecture are built for easy access and long-term maintenance. Basically, the stuff that usually breaks down in older cars has been redesigned to not be a problem here. The big story? Nio's next-gen 900-volt architecture. This lets the L90 charge incredibly fast, 10% to 80% in around 12 minutes on a compatible charger. But more importantly, it drastically reduces heat buildup. Lower heat means longer battery life. Every time you plug in, you're stressing your battery less, which means you can easily get a decade or more of use before seeing significant capacity loss. And here's the part that really fits our theme: buy once, drive forever. The Onvo L90 isn't just an EV, it's part of Nio's battery swapping ecosystem. That means if your pack ever degrades, or if technology improves, you can literally swap it out for a new one in 5 minutes. No service appointment, no waiting, no depreciation panic. That's the kind of system that could completely eliminate the EV battery wear fear. Imagine owning an SUV for 15 years, but always having a battery that feels brand new. That's exactly what Nio's building. Now, the design. Let's just say it's sleek enough to make European designers raise an eyebrow. Clean lines, subtle curves, aerodynamic silhouette. It's the kind of SUV that looks expensive but doesn't scream for attention. Inside, it's another story. Plush materials, ambient lighting, ultra-quiet cabin. This thing feels like your living room got wheels. But even with all that luxury, the engineering focus is still on longevity. Nio uses aerospace-grade aluminum and structural adhesives that resist fatigue better than traditional welds. You don't see that, you just feel it. Years later, when the doors still shut with the same satisfying thunk they did on day one. Under the hood, or rather under the floor, the L90 is no slouch. You can get it in rear-wheel or all-wheel drive with up to 400 kilowatts of combined power, delivering 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in under 4 seconds. But here's the smart part. Nio deliberately tuned the torque curve to protect components from unnecessary strain. The drivetrain doesn't overheat, the axles don't suffer sudden shock loads. It's performance balanced with longevity. The kind of engineering mindset that screams, "We want you driving this thing for 15 years, not 3. Now let's talk tech, because Nio is way ahead of the curve. The Onvo L90 runs on Nio's Banyan 2.0 system, powered by their in-house Atom supercomputer chip. This system doesn't just assist your driving, it constantly learns from your habits, traffic data, and even your battery health patterns. It's like having a digital mechanic riding shotgun, predicting potential wear long before you notice it. Over time, that's what keeps an SUV out of the repair shop: predictive maintenance. But here's something most people overlook: service culture. One big reason cars don't last is neglect, missed maintenance, delayed repairs, and poor service access. Nio completely flips that idea. They have door-to-door pickup service for maintenance. You schedule it in the app, and a Nio rep literally picks up your SUV and returns it serviced, cleaned, and updated. For long-term ownership, that's gold. It keeps owners consistent with upkeep, which is half the battle when it comes to reliability. So, does the Onvo L90 deserve to be called a forever SUV? Well, think about it. Modular battery swaps, durable materials, predictive AI diagnostics, and a brand that's obsessed with long-term customer satisfaction. That's not just engineering, that's future-proofing. You could easily see yourself keeping this one into the 2030s without worrying about it going out of style or performance. If you're the kind of person that wants premium comfort, cutting-edge smarts, and genuine peace of mind for years on end, this one might be your dream car. It's luxury without the fragility. Drop a comment. Would you trust a car that literally swaps its own battery to stay young forever? Because next up, we're diving into a model that proves you don't have to spend big to get bulletproof reliability. Number 2 on our list is the kind of SUV that gives forever value a whole new meaning. Number 2, BYD Song Plus. Coming in at number 2, we've got a name you've probably heard before, but this one deserves a second look. It's the BYD Song Plus, and this SUV has quietly built a reputation for being almost unbreakable. Now, we all know BYD has exploded globally, from Europe to Latin America, but the Song Plus is special because it's not flashy or over-engineered. It's the SUV that just works. Year after year, no drama, no constant fixes, just consistency. This is BYD's mid-size family SUV, available in both EV and plug-in hybrid versions, and it's been topping China's sales charts for one simple reason: it's built to last. The Song Plus uses BYD's signature blade battery technology, the same one that's passed nail penetration tests and abuse testing that would make most batteries cry. We're talking extreme reliability here, chemistry that shrugs off temperature swings, resists swelling, and barely degrades over time. BYD's data shows less than 10% capacity loss after 500,000 kilometers. Wrap your head around that. 500,000 kilometers and still running strong. Now, under the hood, the PHV variant combines a high-efficiency 1.5-liter turbo engine with dual electric motors, creating a hybrid system that delivers both performance and efficiency without stressing components. You get around 1,000 kilometers of total range and electrical-only driving for daily commutes. But more importantly, the hybrid setup is designed to reduce strain. The engine doesn't run all the time. The battery doesn't deplete aggressively. It's a balanced system engineered for longevity. The fully electric version isn't far behind either, around 605 kilometers CLTC range, powered by the same bulletproof blade tech and an efficient motor setup tuned for low thermal load. And that's the real secret. Everything in this SUV has been optimized for durability. It's not chasing performance bragging rights, it's chasing time. Less stress equals less failures, and less failures equal a car that stays dependable. But numbers aside, here's what owners love most. It just doesn't break. Talk to long-term BYD owners and you'll hear the same line over and over. I'd just drive it. Minimal service visits, minimal weird noises, minimal surprises. You don't need a garage full of tools or a degree in mechanics to keep it going. It's like BYD designed the Song Plus with the mindset of a farmer. Strong, simple, and self-reliant. Step inside and the cabin feels upscale but functional, not overloaded with fragile tech. Soft touch materials, thick padding, and that classic rotating infotainment screen that BYD is known for. Even after years of use, the buttons and panels hold up incredibly well. There's something about the way BYD assembles these, tight tolerances, high-quality seals, that just keeps things together. And here's the thing people underestimate. Long-term comfort is part of reliability. If you enjoy sitting in a car, you maintain it better. If the seats are supportive, the materials don't peel, and the system just works every time you start it, you're more likely to keep it for a decade. The Song Plus nails that psychological side of drive forever. You never feel the itch to upgrade because it just does everything right.
The hybrid system in the Song Plus also uses BYD's own in-house motor and controller tech, and that's key because BYD doesn't rely on third-party suppliers for critical components. Everything, from the inverter to the software to the battery, is built internally. That means less risk of mismatch failures, fewer third-party quality gaps, and better overall integration. That's why when you drive a Song Plus, it feels like one unified system, not a bunch of parts forced to cooperate. But what really sets it apart for Drive Forever fans is cost of ownership. BYD's maintenance intervals are wide apart, parts are cheap, and thanks to the brand's global expansion, service centers are popping up everywhere. And that's the formula for long-term peace of mind. Easy parts, predictable maintenance, no weird proprietary nonsense that costs a fortune. And reliability doesn't have to be boring. The Song Plus still looks fresh even years into production. Clean lines, modern LED lighting, aerodynamic flow, it's aged like fine wine. You don't get tired of it. It still feels relevant, still feels modern, even when newer models arrive. That's a big part of buy once, drive forever. Buying something that doesn't date itself too quickly. So, if you're the kind of driver who wants something affordable but built like a tank, simple to maintain, and proven by fleets to outlast expectations, the BYD Song Plus is probably your best bet. You don't need to be rich to own something reliable, you just need to buy smart. Drop a comment. Would you rather have a high-tech luxury SUV or something like the Song Plus that just runs forever without fuss? Because coming up next, we're hitting number 1, a Chinese SUV that's redefining what premium durability feels like. It's beautiful, powerful, futuristic, and shockingly resilient. Let's just say this final pick is what Drive Forever dreams are made of.
Number 1, Zeekr 9X. And finally, at number 1, the crown jewel of this list, the SUV that feels like it was built not just for this decade, but the next one too, the Zeekr 9X. Now, if you haven't heard of it yet, that's because it's brand new. But make no mistake, this one is already making waves across the industry. It's not just the most advanced SUV from China, it's possibly the most future-proof vehicle you can buy right now. Zeekr, a premium arm under Geely, has been on a mission to redefine what Chinese engineering stands for, and the 9X is the result of everything they've learned from years of developing luxury EVs.
This SUV sits on Geely's latest SEAM platform. That's the same architecture used in high-end Volvos and Polestars, but taken to another level. The 9X is built to last, not just look good. Let's start with the basics. Dual motors, over 500 horsepower, 0 to 100 in under 4 seconds. It's lightning fast. But what's more impressive is how it's engineered to handle that power. Every joint, every suspension mount, every weld in this SUV is laser measured for tolerance. The body structure uses a blend of high-strength steel and aircraft-grade aluminum, forming a rigid frame that's both light and unyielding. What does that mean in the real world? It means that 10 years from now, the 9X will still feel tight. No squeaks, no rattles, no loose panels. And then there's the battery. Zeekr didn't go for ordinary chemistry. They're using Cadal's latest Sealion battery, a monster in terms of energy density and safety. It has an ultra-efficient cooling system that ensures even thermal distribution, preventing the kind of uneven wear that kills most EV batteries over time. That's how this SUV keeps nearly full performance even after years of heavy use. And when we say never breaks down, this is the kind of engineering that makes it possible, controlling heat, stress, and fatigue before they ever become issues. But here's where it gets fascinating: the software architecture. Zeekr 9X runs on Geely's new Zeekr OS, designed with modular updates in mind. Every single system, from the drivetrain control to the suspension, lighting, even door handles, can receive over-the-air upgrades. It's not just bug fixes, it's evolutionary updates that keep your SUV improving long after you buy it. That's like your car aging backward. Inside, it's pure luxury. The moment you step in, it's whisper quiet. No creaks, no buzz, no cheap vibrations. The materials feel premium: microfiber suede, sustainable leather alternatives, solid aluminum knobs. Every inch feels like it's been obsessed over. The seats are fully adaptive, ventilated, massaging, but more than that, they're designed with anti-fatigue foam that retains shape for years. Zeekr engineers tested it through 100,000 seating cycles, and it still felt new. That's the kind of detail you only find in brands that care about what their car feels like 15 years later. And speaking of the long term, Zeekr backs this thing up with one of the boldest warranties in China right now. Battery, motors, and major electronics are covered for up to a lifetime for the first owner. That's confidence. That's them saying, we know it won't break. You don't offer that unless your reliability data is bulletproof. Now, let's talk safety, because longevity isn't just about mechanics, it's about trust. The Zeekr 9X scored the highest safety ratings in both Chinese and European crash tests. It's equipped with 31 sensors, 12 cameras, and LiDAR for advanced driver assistance, but it's not just about automation, it's about awareness. Every system is designed to predict impact forces, adjust suspension, pretension, and even reposition passengers milliseconds before a potential collision. It's technology not just for convenience, but for survival. And here's the hidden gem: Zeekr's commitment to service. When you buy a Zeekr 9X, you're not just buying an SUV, you're joining an ecosystem. Every service, update, and upgrade can be scheduled via the app. Need maintenance? A Zeekr rep comes to you. Need a software patch? It's done overnight. The result is an ownership experience where the car never really ages. It's cared for, constantly evolving, always ready. But maybe the most powerful part of the Zeekr 9X story is what it represents. It's proof that Chinese SUVs aren't just catching up anymore, they're leading. For decades, people doubted if Chinese cars could go the distance, if they could be as reliable as the Toyotas and Hondas of the world. And now here we are, with the machines so advanced, so over-engineered for durability, that it might just outlast its owners. Imagine this: you buy the Zeekr 9X today. 10 years later, it still drives like new. The paint still gleams, the battery still holds charge, the software is smarter, the car still feels alive. That's the future. One where cars evolve with us, not age against us. So after seeing all 5 of these unstoppable Chinese SUVs, you tell me, which one would you pick if you had to buy once and drive forever? Would you go for the tech genius of the Xpeng G6, the comfort of the BYD Song Plus, or the futuristic power of the Zeekr 9X? Let me know your choice in the comments, because this new generation of Chinese SUVs isn't just about driving. It's about redefining what reliability really means.
And if you found yourself surprised by how advanced these machines have become, hit that like button. It helps more people discover how far these brands have come. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into the cars that are changing the game, and don't forget to turn on notifications because next week we're uncovering 5 upcoming Chinese SUVs that could completely shake up the global market. Until then, drive safe, stay curious, and remember, sometimes the best cars aren't the ones that cost the most. They're the ones built to last the longest.